This is Out Loud and Laughing. What is up, chosen family? Welcome back to the studio. Today, we are joined by a man who spends more than. I'm going to do that over again because Brian, give me 1 second. I was ready. I'm not ready. Okay, cut. Do it again. What is up, chosen fam? Welcome back to the studio. Today, we are joined by a man who spends more time at 30,000 feet than most of us spend on our couch. He is a digital storyteller, a master of the airport aesthetic, and the guy who can tell you exactly which shoes will survive a 10-hour haul without making you want to cry. Whether he's giving us the real tea on flight attendant life or showing us how to pack our entire lives into a carry-on, he does it with a level of charisma that makes even a middle seat feel like first class. Please welcome to the pod the incredible Sean Mack. Wah, wah, wah. What's up, Sean?
Hi.
Hello.
Love that
Welcome.
intro.
Well, listen, you did the work. We just talked about it.
It's true.
We are so happy to have you here. Our chosen fam is basically obsessed with travel, but most of us see the glamour of the destination. You've built this amazing community by showing the actual life of a flight attendant. So before we get into the Today Show expert side of you, where did all this start?
All this started with me years ago. I was a Vine creator and I loved, making people laugh. It was a big part of who I was ever since I was a young kid. My parents always told me that I would grow out of it, but I didn't. So it started with, Vine and then, Musically was a thing. And then eventually I became a flight attendant and I love it. I love traveling. I love, making people laugh on the job. And, once probation was over, the training wheels are off. I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Now I want to expand my content to be
Yeah.
for flight attendants. And that is something that has been very fun, successful so far, and I plan on keep doing it. Keep going.
Was being in the air always a dream of yours, or did you kind of stumble upon this by accident?
You know, no, it was not always a dream. I'm just gonna be honest. I've always
Yeah.
loved the idea of traveling, but being in the air so much was very intimidating to me, which is why it's not something I really did until I became a flight attendant. And once I got into it, I loved it. It was just one of those things where I was looking for a job. It was after COVID. And my mom was like, why don't you be a flight attendant? And I'm like, well, what do they do? Like, what? And I looked into it and I realized it's something that's, it's a very important job, one that will probably never be replaced by AI.
Yeah,
And
true.
I, applied and I actually heard back from every airline that I applied to.
Good.
Yeah.
Very,
So.
very good. As a matter of fact, I think that that a lot of people think flight attendants are just like servers in the sky. And I think it's time to set the record straight that you guys have more safety and safety training and that it's unbelievable. Do you want to just like kind of dovetail on that just for a second so people set the
Oh
record
my
straight?
God.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We are not just servers in the sky. If
Thank
we're
you.
lucky, that's all we are, you
Yeah.
know? We pray that that's all we are, but we are trained for every potential emergency that can happen on a plane, from delivering a baby to dealing with strokes to dealing with heart attacks, what to do if someone actually dies on a flight, if someone passes out from low blood sugar or just anything that can possibly happen. And we are tested and given this information like immensely over the span of about 6 to 7 weeks. It varies per airline, but it is something that's pretty intense. It's almost like college and the military pushed together in a short amount of time.
hmm
So it's really challenging.
Wow.
I so just so you know, I don't know why I've always been obsessed with airports as a kid. Like there was like a reality show I remember once at the airport, and I don't know why I just loved watching it. Just something about the airport's interesting to me because it's one place, but you can go anywhere from that one place, literally around the globe, which I think is beautiful. But going back to the training thing that John mentioned, is part of the training like the whole water thing where you get thrown into a pool and you have to like unbuckle and like you can see like on like TV and stuff. Like that's a little intense. Did that happen?
It's real. Yes. There is a part of training where you literally have to jump into the water
Yeah.
and make it to the life raft, and kind of go through that whole process of what it would be like in a real situation if your plane had to do what's called a ditching, which is where you are landing in water. So that's real.
That's crazy.
I
Yeah.
mean, that is a great segue into like what I'm curious about next, right? Because having all of that packed into your mind has to sort of shift what you probably perceived or knew going into this with, like how you packed, how you organized your life, like all, the people that you talked to in the last time you talked to them like, before getting on a flight. I don't know. I'm being a little more morbid and cryptic there, but you mentioned that in your content, there's this specific flight attendant mindset. And when it comes to organization in life, and for those of us like myself, who lose our passports twice before even hitting security, I have to know what's the one thing about your job that changed how you viewed the world on the ground?
That's a good one. The one thing about my job that changed everything was realizing how easy and important it is to get up and go.
Mm,
I was the kind of person before this job, I was working from home
Hmm.
and I was very much a homebody. The kind of person that would occasionally go out and hang out with friends and then wake up 10 minutes before I was supposed to log in and kind of just do my day that way. And I got very comfortable with it. So, as someone who worked from home, everything was all over the place. If you asked me back then where my passport was, it would take me days to find it. Becoming a flight attendant has brought me out of my shell a lot more, has encouraged me to, travel to new places, see new things, meet new people, and also become extremely organized. Airlines are extremely strict with required items, things that you need to have every time you fly. And it creates this level of organization that you need to have. Um, y- Granted, not everybody has it. There are
Yeah.
people who are still all over the place and lose things, but if you love your job, you tend to make sure that you have your stuff together, essentially.
I mean, we did our deep dive to kind of dovetail into that a little bit, and we saw that you were featured in the New York Times Wirecutter and on the Today Show, I believe, talking about the best gear. We love to give our flowers and coins to our guest, Mister. So good job. But it's one thing to be a flight attendant, but it's another thing to become the go-to authority for travel essentials. So how did you transition from just working on flights to be an expert that the world turns to for hacks and footwear advice and all the things?
I, I don't know. I honestly, when it comes to being a flight attendant, my content is about sharing real experiences. Because we go through a lot as flight attendants, and sometimes it can be overwhelming or it can make people really discouraged with the job or just feel lonely. That's like the biggest thing with being a flight attendant is, a lot of us feel alone. We're around people all day, but then it's hard to keep friends because we're always moving, that kind of thing. So, my content is to make people laugh. It's to bring them together. And occasionally it's to give real advice on what to do in certain situations. And I think that's what made the New York Times, which is crazy, reach out to me because they saw that I'm a very honest, real person and they wanted my experience when it comes to, traveling and different things like hacks, because it's a consistent thing that I'm giving advice or telling about something real that's happening. So I think that's where that came from,
Mm,
but I'm
How
grateful.
yes.
how have you shifted in your friend group? Like, pre-COVID version of Sean, and now post-COVID Sean, who's now a flight attendant. Like, seems like he not that you weren't before, but like you just have this again this different mindset. Like, who are you to your friends now? The same Sean, or do they come looking to you for different more advice about how?
Um, Same Sean, I still, make my friends laugh. I still try to be there when I can. The problem is it's rare that I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm moving around a lot. Things are different, and as time goes on, people will still text, they'll still call, but they stop inviting you to things. I
Yeah,
noticed that that is definitely a thing. I've talked to other flight attendants about it. They experience the same thing. It's one of
interesting.
those things where you have to now create your own community, and a lot of times it involves your coworkers, which can be a challenge because schedules misalign, things like that, which results in a lot of just alone time, which is both a good and bad thing. In a way, I like, discovering new things by myself, traveling, doing that. But, sometimes it would be nice to have like a group of people around me when I'm doing certain things. So bittersweet.
bittersweet. And also when you like get a call from someone that you're really looking forward to talking to, and they're like, "Hey, can I get a buddy pass? I want to fly to Mexico for the summer." And you're like, "Really? Like I haven't caught up with you in 3 months. What's going on?"
Oh my gosh.
Every flight attendant I know has that experience.
Yeah.
Let me tell you right now, like there are people, family I haven't heard from since I was 10,
Right. Hey,
you know,
girl.
people
Hey,
people
girl.
coming out of nowhere, just like, "Hey, can I get a free flight?" And I do work for a big airline, so we have a lot of options and destinations. So there are people from all over, people I don't know. My hairstylist, like everybody asks me for buddy passes all the time.
Oh my god. Hey, girl. We had lunch together in second grade once. I just wanted to
Yeah.
check in.
Do you know anything about a flight to? I had someone ask me a flight to Africa, and I'm like, really?
Right.
You duck goose me in like third grade, and now you want me to take you on safari? Like, no, no, that's not how this works.
Listen,
Sean, I need to know because I fly a lot, so I'm always a passenger. I want to hear some good stories as a flight attendant, right? Because there's a couple of things, right? So first is like being a gay man. There's other gay flight attendant, which there's a lot. You like wink, and sometimes you're like, "Do I get a free drink?" You know, like I need to hear some of the tea, please.
some of the tea. Let's see. I did a flight to Germany,
Okay.
and it was really fun. It was cool. There was this one guy who I thought was attractive, and
Yep.
you know when when I flirt, my way of flirting is just smiling a lot. I do it all the time. I just eye contact and smiling, not like creepy, but just kind of extra nice. And then I did that with him. And I wasn't sure if he was, rooting
Us?
for my team, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Sure.
But I was just nice. I was like, the worst that could happen is I'm overly nice and then I still don't get in trouble. So yeah, I was just very flirty with him, very nice, very sweet, gave him free drinks, obviously. And later on he
International.
came to the back. Yeah, right. He came to the back later on to use the bathroom. And obviously he was doing his stretches. That's what everybody does on a flight that's longer
Yeah.
than like 2 hours. And yeah, I just started talking to him. I was like, "So, like, are you going home?" Blah blah blah. With his German accent, he was talking to me back. And then eventually he asked me what I was doing on my layover, and I was like, "I have no plans. Like, I'm not. I don't know what to do. It's my
you,
first time.
you.
Literally,
It's my
like
first
the
time.
It's my
the
first time.
shy, innocent, never done this before kind of thing. And yeah, he asked for my WhatsApp, and I gave it to him, and
Yeah.
we hung out.
Good girl. Make a friend.
Yeah,
I love it. I have to be honest. So my boyfriend and I, we just flew back from New York, and we like downloaded Grinder in the airport, like as a for fun, right? We wanted to see who was around us. We wanted to see what was going
careful.
on. Uh,
Yeah.
it was deleted very fast. Trust. Like it was not. It was so funny. But it's like they have all of these applications now that while you're traveling, you can meet like other gay people. And that feels a little different to me than like 20 years ago when like the app wasn't necessarily around. How do you like make friends when you're feeling maybe lonely in a new city? Like, is there like something that you use, maybe not
Mm,
the app, or like are you just going to like a local water hole? What's your MO?
Honestly, when I'm in a new city, a lot of times, if I end up leaving my room, because let's be honest, sometimes
That's
you're tired
true.
from a long flight and your layover
right.
is like 12 hours. But when I do have time, it's either I hang out with the crew,
Mhm.
almost like a fail safe, especially if you're going international. You never really want to be alone. But other than that, Grinder does help. I
Sure,
was in
surely.
Costa Rica recently and used it and met some really cool guys. And
I love your stories.
listen, I'm an open book. Okay,
Uh,
you see my Instagram.
you went you
Right.
went from you went from one German to a whole cackle of Costa Ricans.
Yeah, let's just say being single as a flight attendant is the move. But
It's a flex.
it's a flex. But yeah, a lot of times I'm a very outgoing person. So for me personally, going out to a club, even a hookah lounge type of vibe, and then just kind of finding something to connect with someone on, whether it's, making up a story about how your best friend has the same shoes as them or just anything to kind of get the conversation going, an icebreaker. And then that's how I've actually made friends from all over. When I went to London, I met some really cool guys while at the club, and they were really awesome. I still talk to them to this day. They always offer me a free place to stay. There are a couple. So yeah, it's been
I
some
love it.
You guys
very
can't
fun.
see you guys can't see it, but I'm blushing. I'm blushing. You're making me blush in all the best of ways, Sean. Bring it
Yeah,
on.
I
Do
have some
you
stories.
I mean, and you're sharing them, so thank you.
Yeah.
Do you wanna do this forever? Like, how are you thinking about this career now? Right? Because it's
Interesting.
different. It's different.
That is a good question. Yeah.
It possibly. I definitely want to go the route of acting and being a full-time creator at some point in my life. You know, it's something that genuinely brings me joy, doesn't necessarily feel like work, and I feel like I work for myself. Especially when it comes to, brand partnerships like deals, things like that. Um, However, being a flight attendant has been very inspiring with my content, with, traveling. And it's also like the kind of job where you can really m- control how much you work. There are times I know flight attendants who take like a month or two off, and then there are flight attendants who work nonstop for that same amount of time. I like the flexibility of it. And I feel as though, with seniority and everything, the longer I'm with them, the easier it'll be to manipulate my schedule, which would allow me to
Facts.
do anything else I want to do and keep that health insurance.
Mhm.
So I think as of now, I plan on staying as long as they'll have me and kind
Yeah,
of just keep doing my thing on the side.
Right. Yeah.
I
That's
So
agree.
we'll see which one makes me more money and then I'll put more effort into that one. So
because you are really prolific online. I mean, you've got a great following, and you are also the kind of creator that I've noticed often be Insta reels. You're not afraid to show the relatable side of the industry, which I love. You show the long days, you don't show the difficult passengers, but you definitely tell us about that. And also, you talk about you do it in such a funny way, right? You add humor to the chaos. So in a world that's often very curated, like the content that you create, how are you deciding what's too behind the curtains for the internet and what exactly the community needs or what needs to see or what you want to show for that?
a lot of my content is from real experiences. So
Yeah,
that's a big thing that helps me. I just make sure that I'm following my airline's rules in terms of not filming on the plane, not showing, what specific airline I work for, not representing the company. So with those two major kind of like direction, what's the word?
Yeah, with those two
Almost like
rules. Yeah.
yeah, those 2 big things, my real life experiences and then following the rules of my airline, it helps me keep in line with what I want to portray and what people can, kind of relate to. Flight attendants have a lot of the same experiences. I mean, at the end of the day, we are, doing the same job. So, people are people and things happen. And that's kind of the route that I go. And I try to share it in a way that helps bring laughter the next time it happens to them instead of anger or, job burnout.
We will 100% not tell Spirit that you're here today. Don't worry about
Please don't. Oh,
it.
they
girl.
will let me go in a heartbeat.
If the plane ever get off the ground, anyhow.
No, but I think I you touch about something interesting though, because it's true. Like you play by the rules, which you should, but you're also you're authentic, right? And I think that's the most important thing, right? You're pulling out content that is based on truth, that is based on like they always say the best comedians are using truth, right?
Yeah,
So I think you're doing the thing.
we love
Thank
it.
you.
And we
I
love it.
appreciate that, honestly.
Okay, Sean, we could talk travel logistics all day, but out loud and laughing. We get to do a little more and get a little personal with you. So we have a tradition here where we put our guests in the hot seat to see how they
Oh,
really think. Okay,
oh
so it's
boy.
time for a game we call this or that, but we're calling this one the layover edition. Or based on what we've heard, the lay down edition. Anyways, no overthinking, no checking the manifest. Just give us your first instinct. Okay, are you ready? Okay, the first one's a layup. Do you prefer the aisle seat or the window seat?
Window.
Oh, interesting.
Mm. Do you like
I
the
feel
view?
claustrophobic.
I get that, but I sleep on flights. I know some
Oh,
people don't, especially flight attendants, but
I don't.
when I get on a flight, I pee beforehand, like a responsible adult. And then when I sit down, Listen, the amount of people that as soon as I get on the plane, where's the bathroom? I'm
I
like,
know, girl.
Sean,
Um,
adults are adult toddlers. We need to accept this. Like we are
It's
all
so
just
true.
working on it. We're 10-year-olds with our pants around our ankles. That's all we're doing.
anytime people travel, it's like they leave their brain in
Uh-huh.
at home. So it takes a lot of patience. But yeah, when I get on a plane, I'm sitting down, I'm throwing a blanket over my face, and I'm out
I am
every time.
I am 6'1". I have no points. I am paying for the aisle seat. Like that's my thing.
Same.
And a flight is an event for me. I love flying. I love the whole experience.
I don't sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Well,
All right. Well, don't fit. Now you got to finish.
Yeah, now you gotta finish that sentence.
I mean, it's my job, so I'll enjoy it and stay awake when I'm working. But when I'm
Right.
like, I'm like,
You're good.
Literally.
You're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're back on to a hotel bar, or would you just prefer room service in bed?
ooh, that's hard. Possibly room service in bed.
Love it. Same.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm afraid to get like drunk in public sometimes, especially if it's at the hotel where my airline could maybe find out. But yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna go out and drink, it's gonna be outside the hotel.
You're
But
leaving.
yeah, room service in bed. That's nice.
I
I'm in my
know.
30s now. Okay, like
Tell us
Girl, we're in our
about it.
40s. I need to
Yeah.
do some stretches, get some. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. Do
Uh,
you prefer scruff or no scruff?
Scruff.
He likes the hair.
Yeah,
mhm,
Scruff.
mhm. Okay, we asked this to all of our guests. We're curious. Are you a butt guy or are you a chest guy?
I'm a butt guy.
Mm.
Mm,
It's
mm.
almost the first thing I notice about any guy that talks to me. Sorry. I'm
That's what
so
is that
sorry.
is that what is that what is happening when you're welcoming people onto the airplane? You're like, welcome
So
aboard,
true.
ass. Welcome aboard, new butt.
Potential free drink.
We won't
Okay,
we won't tell Sierra.
in my defense, everybody does that.
As
Okay.
you should.
Like,
I do it.
yes, on the plane for some reason, especially like Denver, Montana, any Spanish
Oh,
country, it's like,
yes.
come on. Like ridiculous.
You
Yeah,
also
you-
have to see, like, when people are boarding the plane, you have to see someone be like, that one's going to be annoying. That one's going to be annoying. You have to know.
It's it's people watching. You know what I mean? Essentially, you're saying welcome, but you're also scanning to see who's going to be a problem, who's going to get your number, who's going to like
Who's going to get
on
your number?
literally, like you have to watch all of these things, and every flight attendant does that. Guys, girls, like senior mamas, new
Yes.
people. You're looking, and you can't help it. They're people. So
Sean,
Oh,
I have to ask really quickly, Brian, before you get into your next question.
yeah.
Sean, were you suggesting that you really enjoy like a corn-fed man, or like you were talking about flying to the Midwest
Yeah,
states,
farm boy.
farm boys?
I mean,
Yeah.
I
No,
think so.
I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
Like if anybody who works for Spirit still and needs Sean to take his Iowa layovers, you call Sean and he's gonna take them because he likes them, and you can go back to your NYC layover trips.
My type varies widely.
Fair enough.
There are guys who do the streetwear thing that are
Yeah.
attractive to me. Corn-fed, Latino, like
Just love
um
men.
It's
Asian.
confident.
Yeah. As long as you have like a beating heart,
I
then
agree.
you're my type. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah.
too picky.
Decent smell, nice
you could be
looking
on,
face.
you could be on your
Yeah.
way out as long as there's a couple more beats left. Still fair game.
Literally.
I agree.
You
Or
know?
even,
Good
even
credit
fresh.
score, couple beats, we're good.
I agree.
I'm dead. Yeah.
Okay. Do you prefer first class attitude or coach comfort?
First class attitude.
Hmm.
First class is great.
Yeah.
It is
I'm
so
a little
fun.
bougie myself.
I know, but when I fly for work, I sit in business class and something clicks in me, Sean, and all of a sudden I won't look people in the eye when they're boarding because all of a sudden I'm at a different level. I start scrolling my phone and I'm like, nope, I'm here. You're not. Go back. Go back. Is that weird?
No, because flight attendants kind of do the same thing. Where if we're working in first class, we want to stay in first class.
That's
You know,
true.
we want to be with our people. And then economies, kind of on their own.
Right.
It's just better when you have like the upper hand. It really is. I mean, like if you have like lightning lanes at Disney, if you have first class in the airport, if you have, I don't know, diamonds over Rubik's accordion, whatever they have. Yeah, keep your fake jewels. Okay. It's been a long day. You've just checked into your overnight stay at your hotel, and they have a bathtub actually. So are you taking a shower or are you taking a
If they have a big bathtub, I'm taking a bath.
Mm-hmm.
you better
Yeah, I
get
want to
that
splash
relaxation.
around. I
Same.
want to enjoy it. I want to take Instagram photos and act like I paid for this. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Of
Yes.
course. Yeah.
You know? And then John and I are the type if like I want to take a bubble bath and because John and I grew up like this and there's no bubble bath we just take shampoo and just
Yeah.
use the shampoo bottle.
Of course.
Because
It'll
we're
create
Cuban.
bubbles if you splash
Right.
around enough. Yeah.
100%. You know?
Why you need soap in so many different forms for? Just
Oh,
wash yourself.
God. I agree.
Shampoo is still going to clean you.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Amen.
got hair up here. I got hair down there. Let's go.
Right.
Look. Ooh,
Okay.
that's my type.
Yes, see, there you go. John.
Boom, boom.
Okay, we got two more. This was our sporty one. So you're playing baseball. Are we pitching or catching in the game? There we go.
I think
Mhm.
both are important.
I think both are important.
Yeah, I used to be just a pitcher.
Yeah.
No, wait. Yes. Now, I've discovered the other side.
Some- of the game, of course. Of the game. Baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure. Flavors changed. You might want to play outfield sometimes. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Be the coach.
All right. We're gonna give you the home run here and we're gonna let you take it home. So we want to know. Do you want to be remembered for your hustle or for your heart?
I think my heart.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that, I make people laugh and everything, but I still have a lot of people that go to me for the more intimate, sensitive things. And that is definitely something I would want to be remembered for over anything else.
And you can't really get to all of that hustle unless you have a great heart, in my opinion,
Mhm.
because people will just like they just will say no thanks.
Yeah.
You're doing
Yeah,
it.
people can see what you put out there. They see the kind of person that you are. And if you're the person that's only about, yourself all the time, you'll end up lonely and bitter. But yeah, I definitely share my heart with a very close few who matter most to me, and they are the ones that keep me going.
Love that.
protect your peace. Sean, that was really beautiful, by the way. So thank you so much. And thanks for being light and for sharing your journey with us. You really are the bestie we all need when we're stuck in a terminal. But where can our chosen family find you and follow all of your amazing adventures?
Follow me on everything at Who is Sean Mack.
So easy.
I
So
love
easy,
that.
guys.
It's
Very
so
simple,
clever.
right?
What
It's
are
like
you
a sentence.
What are you in marketing or something?
Literally. I don't even know how I came up with that, but
Brilliant.
yeah.
It's really-
Yeah, thank
Oh.
you.
Well, thanks everyone for listening, Chosen fam. Remember to stay loud, keep laughing, and always pack an extra pair of socks. We'll
Please.
chat soon, everyone. Bye.
Hi,
This was Out Loud and Laughing. We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.